what's your best memories from that era? From the whole 56th Street, Stevie G crib, radio, entertainment, epic, leave there, Interscope, Jay trying to sign. Like, what's your best memory from that whole era right there?
Getting a two-way pager and baby sending me a two-way. it led all the way to Cash Money.
Right.
Literally.
I remember, and again, there's a certain night on the come up, shit went left. I'm not going to like bring that part up, but there's a certain night on the come up, shit went left.
We could bring it up because at the end of the day, this is the thing. We all right now, as you know, I do my own podcast situation.
Absolutely. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. Plug.
We have interviewed Oschino. We've interviewed Emilio Sparks. Pushing for Freeway right now.
Yeah.
He's just been, running around.
He's free all over the place. Free having a crazy resurgence right now.
Yeah, and I love that for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love that for us. And in the words of Ebony Dukes, I love that for us. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so fuck it. Let's talk about. I'm gonna sit up.
It's up.
Let's get with the shit.
Now let's go.
So there's a night on the radio, because I already talked about. There's been a bunch of different come up nights or whatever like that. And I already talked about the one that set it all off, that created the Philly rap scene. That's the flag got planted that night. That's the stamp. 1998, I think it was September 1998. Y'all planted the flag for Philly hip hop, the new wave of it that was completely different than what we had prior to that. There's another night on the radio where I'm guessing this is shortly after the two-way from Baby, where y'all are on the radio, fuck with Ciamara, they be know tomorrow.
Like a motherfucker.
And y'all was popping y'all shit. And Spade had a legendary freestyle that night. What'd he say, y'all? I raised them up from pups. This ain't a game. We ain't laughing much.
Yeah.
Talking about Chris and Neef. And
this one's dedicated to the Rock Joe Familia. Yeah.
And then y'all get a phone call. It's Beanie Sigel on the phone. And it starts off like, oh, we might get somewhere. We might have some peace in the city. We might get some understanding.
Wasn't no motherfucker.
Wasn't no peace. Wasn't no understanding. He was very calm. And then at some point, I don't remember who said what that triggered him. And he went to a million. And then it was
the kid. The kid, Gil.
You couldn't never fuck with me, chump.
Gil. It was Gil. Gil.
I remember you was dirty to white.
Yeah, Gil. Gil wasn't having that shit. Gil wasn't having that shit. We wasn't having that shit at the time. It was competition at its finest. That's what it was. It was competitiveness at its finest. To give you a little bit of substance,
right,
to that, to what led to that. It was all a misunderstanding. We were in transition from getting right to Interscope to us having to release music independently to keep the buzz going. So Spade released a tape called Independence Day. On the Independence Day, he said, "You great Western, who stepped you up to Chris?" Double entendre.
Right.
Great Western was a cheap champagne. Cristal
was the top of the line.
That's what he meant by that. It was taken out of context.
So that turns into...
I want to say that right. It was taken out of context.
So if my timeline now with that substance added, if my timeline serves me correct, that leads to I don't know if it was state property or just a Young Gunz radio appearance. Call a spade, you niggas ain't thugs, you blades, go and get your little snubs and blades.
Yes. So that sparked a whole lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
And with that sparking that whole mass hysteria in Philadelphia hip hop, it was all from a misunderstanding.
Right.
Spade wasn't even talking about nobody.
Right.
He was talking about Great Western and Cristal.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that a small misunderstanding like that, people's lives got changed in the trajectory of not what's just going on in the rap game, but like people lose their life, people go to jail, stuff like that. Like it changed the trajectory of everybody's life at that moment, and it was really kind of like a black eye on the rap scene because that's was the genesis of it was some rap shit, and it was real impact
Steve
as far as the
Stoute
blowback.
gave me and Spade 100 up front and a $750,000 overhead. That's what it damaged.
Damn.